Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, March 26, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're well. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also, if you're hearing me on YouTube, please subscribe so that you don't miss any uploads. And I'm also on Facebook under my business page, Spirit Teacher Lisa M. Hopp. Please go there and follow and hopefully like, because it will give you updates on events that I'm participating in and anything upcoming with my work. And for those of you coming back every week and who give me such wonderful feedback and just thank yous. Thank you so very much. I am very grateful for your feedback, for the positive impact of this podcast, and I hope in some way to expand my work so that it does reach you, or more reaches you, and reaches more people in some way, more topics, more help, because we're all navigating this life, this world, this experience together. So it's important that we do help each other. And also we're all one. So it's very important to come together as one and support each other. I'm probably missing something, but I'm going to dive into the topic today. And for those of you new, yes, I giggle. It was kind of difficult for me to come up with the topic today because there's often I want to talk about that. No, I want to talk about that. And so to get it down to one and for it to be something, I feel like Spirit inspires me to do the one that's most significant, the most important, the most timely. And perhaps I hope this is a timely one today. I hope this speaks to you. And I'm going to talk about choices today. I'm going to talk about today the fact that we always have a choice. Every moment, every second, every millisecond, we always have choices. And we're always making a choice in that moment deliberately. And then our lives are created from that deliberate choice. But let's navigate that now a little bit right now. Because it's often thought that things happen to us. But they don't happen to us, they happen from us. I'm going to repeat that. They don't happen to us. They happen from us. From the inner choices that we make, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and some choices that we make before we get here. I call it the blueprint that we create before we get here. Because there's no set destiny. I need to do a video of how fortune tellers are fake. Fortune tellers are not real. They cannot tell you about your path that's set in stone and good luck and all of that. Nope. You have more responsibility than that. You're involved more. There is a blueprint of things that we like to come and work on, that we like to correct. But for the most part, we're vibrational energy, and we are in every second putting it out there to come back to us, It's as I said, it's not even every second. It's stronger than that. It's quicker than that. And so you're responsible. And I don't say that in a cold way. And I don't say that in an untactful way. I say that because it's the truth. We're all responsible for our lives, for our choices. And you make them mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and verbally constantly. There's never a break. Never a break. I think you even do it when we all do it when we're sleeping even, because we have, we often have a subconscious there that's invoking itself when we're sleeping. So we can consciously, lucidly get involved in that and make choices in that moment. Now, So there's very little rest for us. I'll put it that way. And maybe there is a little bit when we're sleeping, but not entirely. Not entirely. And so there's power behind that knowing that we make our lives, we make choices, we are responsible. There's such power. So let's dive in and talk about it a little bit more. All right, because we've all been there, haven't we, where someone's doing something to us, or we consider it luck or win or lose or anything like that. Nope, choices. We're always involved. We always have the power. And here's where I want to start with what you are not. And then I'm going to tell you what you are. Because when I tell you what you are, that's going to be harder for you to accept and hear than what you're not. Okay? So I'm going to start with what you're not. You are not a limited human being. You are not how others perceive you. You are not what your boss thinks of you, what your family thinks of you. You are not defined by anybody else but the choices that you make. You are not a diagnosis. You are not your body. You are not. Your body is just a vessel that carries that powerful being that's more powerful than you can imagine, but we'll get to that next. You are not your skin color. You are not your religion. You are not your identity. What is your identity? You might consider yourself a caregiver, a worrier, a superhero if you wish. You might consider yourself a stay-at-home mom, or any other title of a work income. You are not any of those. You are not your identity. You are not a sister or a brother or a mother or a father. You've only chosen to accept that identity, to label yourself as such. You are not. You are not ever a victim. You are never unloved. You are not how you often perceive yourself. It is all how you've chosen to believe, how you've chosen to see yourself, the choices that you make. You choose how to feel about others. You choose to give them power over you. You are not your circumstances. You're just not limited like that. This is all about mental, emotional, and the choice that you make at every moment to claim what you wish to claim for yourself as a definition, as a belief, as an identity. A couple times this week, I had clients tell me, I worry, that's what I do. And I said, and now, because you proclaim that you worry, and that's what you do, universe just bestows. It's going to give you now more to worry about. The energy around us and through us responds to what we choose. It's not like us. It doesn't judge. It doesn't give to who deserves more than another. It doesn't analyze like that. It's honestly, while there is a dimension of heaven that is all love, immeasurable love. This universal energy is not emotionally involved in who should get what. It just responds. And it responds to your choices. How your choices going? Think about it. There's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as a prayer being answered for one person and not for another. It's about choice. When you choose to believe in a greater outcome, you get it. When you choose to have hope, you get reason to hope. When you choose to have faith, you have reason of faith to receive it. You will receive it. It may not come in your own timing, human timing, but it comes. There's nothing happening outside of you that is beyond your control. Now, there are people around you that have their own choices, and you cannot control theirs, so that is a bit beyond your control. But for you personally, you're always in control. Always. Now, what you're not in control in, you would say to me, and I agree, you're not in control of how that energy responds to your choices. When I said to you, you're not your diagnosis. You're not how other people treat you. You're not, so sadly, in Mississippi, you are not when it comes to natural disasters such as tornadoes and, things that happen to us that feel so random. You are, I want to find my words very carefully here. There's a larger picture going on. And with full empathy and compassion, I say, that when energy responds to us, whether it be an individual scale or a mass consciousness scale, it is responding to choices. Not choices about where you might live, but choices about what you've asked for, what you believe, what you think, what you feel, what you say. It doesn't delegate. It doesn't judge, as I said. It doesn't judge of, is this bad or is this good? Or do they deserve it or do they not? Horrible things happen to wonderful people, and wonderful things happen to people that we might deem not the best people. It's larger. The mayor today of Rolling Rock, Mississippi, who has just experienced such flattened, massive desolation. He said we will come out of this greater. And he's right. He's right. There is a response to, we want greater. I want greater. And so this energy will say, well, this will do it. It will send you a monstrous thing, a devastating thing, whether it be a storm or a diagnosis or a rock bottom time in your life where maybe you're getting it all at once, losses all over the place, and a diagnosis. And you're like, why am I being pummeled? Because the energy is responding to a request, a choice. Now, don't be afraid of your requests, your choices. Just be aware. As much as you can. By the way, you're allowed to have a moment, a day, a week, a month, if you need time. You don't want to live there too long, but you're allowed to have a good cry, to get down on your knees, to be angry, to feel rage at the things that life can bring us. You can't store it because it's not healthy for you. You're allowed to be human. But as soon as you can, stand up. And even if you cannot understand why these events may have been created for your higher good or responding to your choices, start fresh with a blank slate and start choosing better for yourself, in your mind better. Start with a blank slate. Start anew. This is what I'm doing now. Yesterday I didn't feel so well. I've been on a bit of a burnout. While knowing better. But it's been a combination of multiple things at once, not just one thing. So the adjustment is all over the place rather than just adjusting maybe work schedule or something like that. It's all over the place, and it's also temporary. And it's a growth time. But one of the things I noticed yesterday is I had sugar. And I didn't feel good. I still don't feel 100% this morning. I only had one sugary treat. I didn't have a whole day of sugar. But it impacted me, and I went, I've got to stop that. Or at least limit that very, very, very much. What can I do? Adjust. It was a call to action. It was a call to choice. So before I even jumped on this podcast this morning, I wanted to look up, just healthy, and I kind of know, but I wanted to go and research it and investigate it, and I wanted to redesign my life. When I eat, what I eat, disciplines, actions, choices. And I do that because I respond. I don't just say, okay, I ate something sugary today. It's the way it is. And, I am a sugar lover. I'm not yes, I am, but it's not a lifestyle. Just has moments. And so I didn't accept it. I went to work on, that's a call to action for me. I'm in control. I have the power. By the way, you always have the power. You do. You have the power of how you feel about something, what you do about something. You're always in control. And I am too. Now, yesterday when I had that little sugary treat, I didn't know it would impact me that way. I've had something like that before and it didn't. But for some reason, my constitutional basis of my body decided it didn't like it anymore. So I noticed. I'm like, it doesn't like it now. So I'm going to have to adjust something shifting. I'm in control. I'm at the steering wheel. So are you. So you are not how you often label yourself. You are not your titles, your identities. You are not a Mr., Mrs., or a Ms., or anything else. Speaking of that, where people that want to be non-binary, that don't want to label, and then you hear the term woke. There's an understanding coming as we move into the 5-dimensional energy that we are not how we have been labeled, that we are not our identity. And you can understand it or make fun of it, whatever you wish. There are some in this world that want to use that term without even being able to define it as a negative, because they wish to have negative energy. But what woke means is compassion and empathy and social justice for everyone, and being that village, and not being defined by a 3-dimensional energy of material world, hate, bigotry, competition, lack, every man for himself, but being defined by harmony, equality, love, helping each other. I go back to love, massive love. That's woke. I bet you there are more people that are woke that are not woke. But keep in mind, if you hear it in a negative way, for whatever reason, they're fearful. It's fear. I want to fight against it. I don't want it. It scares me. What's it mean? Love, harmony, village, peace, fulfillment. Not knowing that before, but knowing you can have it. But what's it like? Will I lose my power? Or will I lose my identity that I so am attached to? See? Just bursts a lot of trouble. But now to backing away from who you're not and talking about who you are. And I hinted it before. You are a vibrational being. You are energy. If you empower yourself and concentrate, focus, imagine, feel, you can light up a city. You can move an object. That's why people have done it before. You can manifest instantly, which people are doing. You can time travel, which people are doing. You are greater than words can define in the amount of power that you have. In religious terms, you are created in the likeness of image of God, and they weren't talking about the human one that we like to make up. They're talking about the energy of God that is within you and all around you. You are your own creator. You are the creator. If you were tuned in, you could bounce around this world without a worry in the world, because you would know you wouldn't need to have one. That's who you truly are. And we are given senses and organs and survival programming through our ancestors that challenges us to remember and know of how large we are. But we chose, again, choices to come here with all that. Just as Jesus came in a human body in order to experience the limitations of the body in order to be a master teacher. We are here to overcome the labels and the body, the programming, the beliefs that are given to us. And we know before we get here that that's what we're doing. Then we get here and we forget. And we go back to that survival. The win, the lose, the victor, the victim, the luck. We forget. And then we blame. And then we have fear. And then we worry. But just like the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy had the way back to Kansas the whole time. You have the way back to that knowing, to that power, to that energy every millisecond. So I want to encourage you, as you're walking around your world, whenever you hear this podcast today, as you're walking around the world, I want you to walk around with the assurance of the powerful being that you are. And know it's handled. Everything's handled. And when someone, whether it be family or coworker or friend or whomever it may be, when it feels the loneliness, because we could all go through the loneliness. Do not be defined by them. You are defined by you. Be powerful. You know, we are the most lonely before we go into our greatest chapter. Sometimes we have to lose people and situations in order to gain better. It's like a shift. It's like a transition. And it doesn't matter who's involved. We will be in our greatest loneliness before our greatest time. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. And think about who you are as a powerful being. Practice creating with it too. Practice manifesting. They always say start small with like a cup of coffee or something like that. Don't have to start small. Go for the gold. But you have to feel that power behind it. You have to know that you're creating it. You have to believe you're the creator. Know you're a creator. Start practicing with that energy that is real, truthful, who you are. You don't need anyone else in this world. That's not to say you're meant to be alone or should be alone. Practice, be aware. of your choices and practice being your powerful self. You are choosing to be where you are. You are choosing to be with the people you are with. It's all right. If it's not what you would choose if you could, just simply choose again. And make sure to really focus on that choice, to make it intentional. Your choices are intentional anyway, but get your head involved, get your heart involved, get yourself involved more, get your vision board involved, your meditations involved, and choose intentionally. And by the way, remember, the nicest people don't get to heaven first. Heaven is not human. It's not going to let you cut up in line because you gave all your food away. Not to say you shouldn't give food away. It only responds to energy. It gives you what you put out. If you put out I am not good enough, I must sacrifice, I must give it all away and not receive back, that's what it's going to give you. It's not judging you. It loves you no matter what. It loves all beings no matter what, no matter who they are. Yes, the greatest energy you put out is the greatest energy you get back. But thinking lesser of yourself, self-sacrificing, feeling, not worthy or not deserving, humble in a false way, is not going to get you greater returns from that energy. It's going to get you more of the same. Know who you are. Know how powerful you are. Know that you are the choice maker. So important. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to wrap it up because I could go on forever. And it's already been 32, almost 33 minutes. I hope that was clear. Catch yourself. When you go to feel sorry for yourself, you're allowed, by the way, to be sad at times. You're a human being with emotions. What I mean is when you go to get into the muck of it, of the things don't work out for me muck. Yes, they are. They're working out exactly as you've asked for. Choices. Thank you so much. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you're listening on YouTube. And yes, please follow me on Facebook under Spirit Teacher Lisa Hop. And I'm on Instagram too, under, I believe it's Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. Go there. I do inspirational posts Monday through Friday, and I hope to do more there too as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you a wonderful Sunday. I wish you wellness. I wish you blessings. I wish you love. I wish you joy. I wish you all that you would choose in the greatest way. Many blessings. Take care.